Hello, 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 and welcome back.
Hi guys, hello again.
I hope you've had a good 2 weeks or however long it's taken for this video to upload. Today we're going to continue with series, it's been a series on investments which Arita's been doing, and today is session 3 on the investment series. Today we'll be looking at, again, sort of under the banner of principles of investment. So we'll be covering when's the best time to invest. Of course, we know like right now, but we want to go into specifics in terms of where you are at financially, of when is the best time to start considering investing if you haven't reached there or done so as of yet. We'll also be looking at
We will look at some other further principles about what to look out for in terms of fees and what to look for in an advisor as well.
Cool.
Okay.
So we'll shoot right in. We'll start off with when the best time is to invest. So firstly, we'll start off by saying, and I'm sure you know this, is the best time to consider investing is when you have no debt. We've covered this, I'd say, quite aggressively in all our videos and all our campaigns thus far. So you can't be in debt and try to save and try to make your money grow at the same time. It just doesn't work. So number one, get out of debt. Make sure you're out of debt. Number two, make sure you have your emergency fund saved up. What is an emergency fund? Again, this is repeated information.
Yes.
But it is your 3 months worth of expenses. I say expenses, some people say income, but just cover yourself. It's always good to cover yourself over and above that. So have your emergency fund in place, and then.
So the other point I wanted to make on when to invest as well is, guys, there's no point timing the market and waiting for the exact perfect time to invest. If you're out of debt, you have an emergency fund in place, just start doing it. Just stick to the principle of being consistent, but just get into the market and let your money work for you.
Yeah. And if you have, so any car payments or anything like that would fall under debt.
Absolutely.
So make sure all your cars are paid for. Make sure all your debts are paid for. So the only debt you should have is that of a mortgage. Again, like we've said previously, that should be within the guided parameters, which is 25% maximum of your monthly payments should be your mortgage payment. It should be for a maximum amount of 15 years
at a fixed rate.
At a fixed rate,
Yep.
Or less if possible. So try to get rid of that as quickly as possible as well. Anything else to consider of when to invest?
No, I think that's good.
Okay, cool.
Okay. The next thing, guys, is I just wanted to reiterate that you should have, as a family, or if you're single, have an investment strategy that you stick to. And what I mean by that is decide what you're going to invest in and in what percentages. Look at our principles about diversification, about being consistent over time, and decide what that looks like for you and your family, and stick to that.
Yeah.
Do not run around looking at what the Financial Times and the experts and this one and that one is saying. Have your plan, stick to it, and surround yourself with an advisor or friends or family, whoever is your confidant on investments, that will keep you accountable to that strategy. You know, financial media is there to create hype and to keep you coming back for more, you know, for ratings and this and that. I would say decide on your strategy, write it down if you have to, and stick to that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. The next thing is the big topic about fees. I mean, if you start to research this stuff, there's so much to it. So our basic principle of investment was do not invest in that which you don't understand, right? Make sure you understand what fees you're paying. Normally, sometimes there's a fee to buy into something. There's a fee to come out of it. There's ongoing fees. So make sure you understand what the fees are.
Yeah, because sometimes the fees actually sort of is counterintuitive to the amount of interest that you could be earning.
Absolutely.
Because if they are, say for example, they are 1% buy-in fee, 2% maintenance fee, 3% agency fee or commission fees. What's the total there? 5, 6? Whatever percentage that I've just mentioned, and you are investing in a 6% return, you're not really going to make money.
Absolutely. And you can ask yourself, what does this matter? Over a long time, 20 years, 30 years, this could mean the difference between you running out of money at 70 or 80. Even a few points of fees, right? So it's again, and I would caution you guys, if you see that it's very complicated to understand the different types of fees and it's opaque and it's there's different categories, I would say be very, very cautious and possibly run.
Yeah. And I just wanted to mention, I actually lost my train of thought earlier, but this is what I wanted to mention also of when to invest. Make sure you have all your insurances in place as well in terms of your finances. So have life insurance, have disability or medical, not medical, but disability insurance, which is what I'm trying to get to, is if anything happens to you health-wise in terms of a debilitating, is that the right word? Anyway, that sort of disease that may inflict you and have serious financial costs. Have home insurance. Make sure you have all your insurances in place, especially if you are married and you have a family. And thirdly, no, I think that was it. Is make sure you got your insurances in place. You are out of debt. You have your emergency fund saved. You've got a small little emergency fund as well. You're not creating any more debt.
It's actually such a good point, because we often find that there are these large insurance companies that try to mix insurance with investments.
Yes.
Because a lot of people ask, so I'm paying for this insurance. What do I get in return? No, guys, it's insurance.
Yeah.
It's there. You don't ask.
Don't mix the two.
Yeah. You don't ask, what do I get in return for having car insurance?
Yeah.
It's the day you need roadside assistance, they'll come. God forbid you're in a little accident or something. You're going to need that support.
Yeah.
So I would say be cautious and stay away from products that mix, from companies that mix products.
Exactly.
Okay?
If they do insurance, do insurance. If you're doing an investment, do an investment. Don't mix the two things together, because more often than not, it's probably high interest products.
High fees,
low
returns,
and you're gonna miss out on bigger returns on your investment.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I used to think, I used to hear these insurance company names who we tend to know, all the consumers, and think that that's a safe investment, but it's not. I didn't really fully understand the content. Okay.
And then just before we go, did we cover everything you wanted to?
One more thing about the advisors, about the commissions.
Okay. Do you want to go into that? And then I think we'll finish on just explaining what compound interest is, just so you understand how it works.
Yeah, so before we do the compound interest, I just wanted to reiterate around choosing the correct advisor for you. Now, because we're in the UAE, it's an expat country, there are a lot of people that are selling prepackaged products to expats. Some of these products are not really legal anymore in other countries, but because our market is relatively new compared to the rest of the world, it's still allowed here. And so I want to reiterate the point that make sure that your advisor is not taking a commission from a pre-packaged product, because like we said, personal finance is personal. Okay, so don't let someone sell you something that an insurance company has put together and it's very difficult to understand what exactly it's invested in and how the fee structure looks. So if your advisor should be compensated, in my opinion, according to how your portfolio grows. If they're going to sell you something, make money up front, it's easy for them to just run or just to pass off a sales product on you. Yeah, so that's very, very important to take care of. Okay?
Do bear that in mind.
Yep.
So what is compound interest?
What
in
is
basic terms?
It's your money growing on itself like a snowball.
So
Does it make sense?
yeah, so my understanding is, and tell me if I'm wrong, so say for example you have 10 dirhams and your interest is 1%, which means that you now have, or should I say 10%?
10%. It's easier.
10% is easier. So 10 dirhams at 10%, I know it's very high interest. You are going to get 11 dirhams.
Yep.
Now, the way
You'll make 1 dirham,
You make
which
1
will
dirham.
equal to 11.
which we equal 11 dirhams. So your 11 dirhams now is the figure that gets charged on the 10% interest, which means your next interest would be 1.1.
Correct. So it's just your interest grows based on how your principal
Total
has
amount
grown
yeah.
with interest.
So it's great.
So it's money growing on itself, and that's why we need to leave our money alone. You know, if we leave it, it will just keep growing on itself, and that is true passive income, because you don't have to do anything
yeah.
to really benefit from
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Is that it?
That's it.
Awesome.
Short and sweet today.
Short and sweet. Again, if you have any questions, do send them in. Fire it to Arita.
Sure.
We have our social media accounts. Details are below here. Facebook, Instagram. Of course, you're watching YouTube. And then we have got a podcast as well. Our website is www. I don't know if people even say that anymore, because it's just, that's what it is. It's livedipfree.me. Have a look on there. Get in touch, give us a shout. If there's anything you want us to discuss, do let us know.
Yep, leave a comment if you have any questions, and we'd love to have you subscribe as well.
And share this to anyone who you think will need it. Our next session, I think we'll be looking at something quite different, which will be consideration principles for launching a business.
Yep.
And it will mainly be relevant to this market. So the UAE.
Yeah.
But you could apply this in I think other markets
There's
as well.
some good principles in
Yeah.
there, which I think you can apply
Yeah.
anywhere in life.
Exactly. Cool.
Okay.
It's been nice to have you guys. We'll see you soon. Stay home, stay safe, and make that
Change.
ciao.
Bye.